What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? And I'm going to show this clip right now. Give the shout outs to Deron Bland for going crazy. Let's just play this right now so we can all hear it.
NFL history. Here you go, D-man. Y'all know I'm man a few words. So I'm just gonna appreciate y'all. I'm thankful for y'all. It's a great win. A few words. Cowboys on me. Cowboys on three. 1, 2, 3. Cowboys.
Yeah, we love it, man. We love it. Shout outs to Deron Bland making history yesterday. I'm going to show some more clips just from that Twitter of the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Let me go back here. Let me go out of here. Let's see. Let's go right here. Here we go. Shout out to everybody. Burgers and Blitzes will be back. My dog Mike, he has some prior obligations, so I think we'll probably maybe roll this weekend, or we'll be back next week. You got some things, and we got a couple guests that we got coming on Burgers and Blitzes as well. So make sure you tune in for that. Shout outs to everybody that's in the building. Lord Nova, Popeye Peach 187, Action Pal, Fox, Stradamus, Paul Raw Dog, Payne, JJ the Mind, what's good with you? Juan Gomez, what's good with you? Keep coming in the building. I'm excited, man. As you see, I got the stats right here. Dak Prescott, a little bit of the game right here. Man, where do I really start? I mean, where do I really start? It's so many things to just go through. If you just see the numbers right here, Dak Prescott, 22 of 32, 330, 331, average 10 yards of pass play, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's playing at a different level right now. We just go right here. Man is playing crazy right here. Man is playing crazy right now. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm gonna just keep it real. We're balling. I mean, and I'll keep on hearing the narrative right now that Dallas ain't played nobody, they ain't beat nobody. People need to forget. People must forget that these teams that Dallas played in 2022, maybe 2021, but we wasn't blowing out these teams. I can pull up the schedule in 2022. We were playing bad teams last year, and they were not blowing these teams out like this. Even in 2021, where Dak was going crazy, he had that 4,400-yard year, 37 touchdowns, which he probably might break this year. He has 23 touchdowns right now. Week 12? He needs 14 touchdowns to break his record. Yeah, I definitely think he can do that. But when we're talking about Dallas, Dallas hasn't been blowing out teams. If y'all know the history of Dallas Cowboys, if you watch the Dallas Cowboys, they have notoriously struggled against bad teams. When they have a good team, when they have a good record, they'll play a bad team and they notoriously play bad, or they notoriously play down to the competition, or they let the team stay in the game until the fourth quarter, and then next thing you know, something crazy comes up and they lose a game they shouldn't have lost, or it's a situation where you're like, what's really going on? Why do they keep doing this? Every time they play a sorry team, they keep the team in it. They keep the team in it. And now, dog, they're not doing that. They're blowing these teams out. Okay? They're blowing these teams out. And I got to give a shout out to Mike McCarthy. I'm glad I never bounced on you. I was frustrated with you with what you were doing with these lineups. But I got to say he's gotten better. I got to say that Mike McCarthy has adjusted his scheme. He's changed the team from the running team. He's recognized we're not really a running team. Yeah, in theory, we wanted to run the ball. In theory, he wanted to run the ball, and that wanted to be the mantra, set the tone with the run game. But I'm glad that he was smart enough to see it's not about that. It's not the running game. Tony Pollard, he's good. Rico Dowdell, they're good players, but they're not. You're not bell cow players. You're setting up the pass. Your offense is a pass-oriented team now. You switch the game up, and the Cowboys are reaping the benefits from it. Straight up. And I mean, Dak is playing all world. And I made the tweet. I said, it's crazy how, Dak was leading the league in interceptions last year, and this year he's leading the league in touchdowns. What a year makes. So I'm just excited, like, for the way Dak is playing, because as I said before, I've never seen him play like this. He was throwing the ball very well in 2021, 2020, 2019, and on. He was throwing the ball well. Okay, I mean, 4,900 yards of what? 2019, 4,900 yards. He was on record pace in 2020, had 1,800 yards in like 5 games. He was averaging almost like 400 yards a game, passing game. So it's not like we haven't seen Dak throw the ball. And then 2021, it seemed like he like really put it together. The team really was kind of becoming his. But I really believe also because Mike McCarthy is with the team now. I don't feel like the team was never his with Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan and Kellen Moore. And now the remnants of all that is gone. And guess what? Dallas is leading the league in points scored. Dallas is averaging over 30 points a game. And we are a team that Mike McCarthy has notoriously passed the ball. That's what he has done. He has notoriously been a throwing guy. He throws and then that sets up the run. That's what was when he was in Green Bay. And now you see it's formulating here in Dallas, and he's really letting Dak Prescott take the reins, and the team is just different because of it. And I'm glad he adjusted. We were frustrated. We're like, why isn't he getting Brandon Cooks involved? Why isn't he, and if you watched the game yesterday, did you see how many times he was getting out on the edge with Tony Pollard, Rico Dowdell with the screen game, but mainly getting Tony Pollard out on the edge. And that's where Tony Pollard is a better running back. He's not a running back that you can just pound up the middle. That's not his game. And I'm glad, once again, Mike McCarthy adjusted and said, hey, we need to do this a little bit better. You're getting your guys involved. Brandon Cooks gets another touchdown. He's on a nice little run. Just like the way he's doing his game. And we can see right here on the next gen. I think somebody just put it in the comments about the 20-yard passes, but look right here. Dak Prescott has completed 12 passes for 189 yards, 3 touchdowns targeting vertical routes against Commanders. Prescott now has 16 touchdowns targeting vertical routes this season. 14 have come since week 8, both most in the NFL. Like I said, man's playing lights out football, dog. He's playing lights out football. I mean, let's go right here. Look at the passing grades. I mean, look at his years right here. He's gonna do a lot more things than he's done before. Hey, I'm not gonna say I'm drinking the Kool-Aid action, but it's a different tune now. I feel like that's not in the way. I feel like Jerry Jones, by putting Jimmy Johnson in the ring, that's not in the way. That's not the excuse now. That's, to me, him saying, hey, I need a championship and I'm going to do whatever it takes. So to me, nothing is really stopping it now. I said those were progress stoppers. You still staying in the way of Jimmy. So now you got that out the way. So I feel like it's free reign. I feel better. I actually feel like the Cowboys can go to Super Bowl. I felt that was one of the reasons why they weren't going to a Super Bowl, because you didn't let Jimmy in. Now you let him in. I said one of the reasons why Dallas, even though they got good players, they need difference makers when they're in free agency. You don't have to go break the bank, but get some difference makers. They went out and got some difference makers. It's huge because Deron Bland, as great as he's playing, if you didn't have Gilly, who you signed in the offseason with Trevin Diggs, go down, that's a mastery signing now. And you see what Brandon Cooks is starting to do for the offense. And you see he's incorporating Jalen Tolbert. Michael Gallup is going back in the background. And just the things that we have been speaking about, been wondering, like, is he going to do this? I just like how Mike McCarthy adjusted his game, and he said, look, this is what we need to do to win, and this is what we're going to do to win. And I like how he's calling his plays. He was in his bag yesterday. What can you say? And the biggest thing about it is you beat the Commanders. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate that for the shout out for the Thanksgiving. Yeah, and I made the stat also. I'm gonna pull that up. Let me pull that up on my Twitter account. I got some stuff to show from my Twitter. Now, maybe you might not see all my tweets, but I'll go ahead and say them out to you. Trevin Diggs right here. Trevin Diggs and Deron Bland have 30 interceptions between the both of them, and neither were first rounders. So, and you got to look at, and I'm going to also say this other quote. You got to look at number one. You have 30 interceptions between two corners. 30 interceptions between two corners. One guy had 11 interceptions. He ties the record for the Cowboys. Then you get another guy who actually sets a record for most return interceptions in a season. 30 interceptions between two guys, and neither were first rounders. Diggs being a second rounder, Bland being a fifth rounder, and Diggs just signed his deal. So Bland, it'll be in his third year next year. He signed a 4-year deal. So you're going to get at least 2 more optimal seasons out of them where you don't have to pay Bland. Because if Bland keeps playing like his, he might outprice himself in Dallas. That may happen because I don't know if you're playing 2 cornerbacks like that. You'll see that's in the future. But I say they get at least 2 more years together where they bang with each other, and Dallas has to make the most of them. That's why I say that window is right here, and the Cowboys have to take advantage of it because right now it's Niners, Eagles, Cowboys, Lions, and those are the teams. And Dallas can be each one and every one of those teams. Obviously, the Niners have beat the Cowboys the last 3 times. But the reason why I was totally pissed off about that game against the Niners is because I know we can beat them. I know we're a better team than the Niners. You get what I'm saying? They're a better team. Yeah, Deninja, tell them, get them likes up. 75 people up in here and almost 100 people up in here. Please get those likes up. Smash, hit that like button. Don't just be in here just ghost watching and listening. Hit that like button. But what I was saying was we were better than the Niners, okay? Dallas was better than the San Francisco 49ers, period. I don't care what anybody tells me. Yes, they beat us. Yes, I can't say anything about that. They beat the Cowboys, okay? Put this up here. Yes, they beat Dallas. But they look at Wanye Thomas. I love Wanye. He goes hard in the paint. He goes hard for his boy. Don't talk about no J-Rod Curse because Wanye will be in the tweet on your ass. And I appreciate that. That's what you're supposed to do for your players, right? You're supposed to, somebody's talking trash about your player, to jump in there in the tweets. Hey, I told him I will never be disrespectful on Twitter, but I'm still going to voice my opinion. But I appreciate the players jumping to each other's defense because that's what you're supposed to do. Whether it's on the field or off the field, you're supposed to always have each other's back. So I appreciate those guys doing that on Twitter. I ain't tripping. But what I was saying was, you know, that's what made me so mad earlier this year is, first of all, you shouldn't have dropped that Cardinals game. That's a game that still pisses me off, and it's going to come back to haunt us as you kind of can read this stuff right here. I feel like it's still going to come back to haunt us, that particular game, the Cardinals, as far as seeding. And also that Niners game, you know, we lost by 32 points. And I just felt like we were a better team. And I just didn't like the conservativeness. I didn't like how it was stagnant. I didn't like how it was basic. And I was like, come on, man. We're better than this. You have a better offense than this. You have a team that can whoop this team, and you're not showing it. That's why I was so pissed off. And that's why I personally said, man, it's going to be the same thing. If y'all going to do the same thing that you're doing last year, get conservative when you play a team like you know you can beat, then it's going to end up being the same thing as it is every single year. Okay? But kudos to the coaching staff. Kudos to Mike McCarthy. Those things that we've already talked about and I've already talked about. You got CeeDee Lamb more involved. You saw what the offense did. You start getting Brandon Cooks more involved. You saw what the offense did. You start getting Rico Dowdell more involved. You saw what the offense did. You start changing with the blocking scheme. You're getting Tony Pollard and those guys on the outside. You saw what it did. All these things that we're talking about, or you already knew to do, you're doing, and the team is reaping the benefits of it, period. What up, D Block? Um, I don't see why you would see Martavius Bryant. I think he's there for now for an injury. I'm gonna get your question up there. I don't think we see Bryant this year unless it's an injury. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. There's no reason. Jalen Torres playing good ball. You see Jalen Brooks is getting more involved in the game. You got Schoonmaker who they got. They got Ferguson. They have Hendershot if they need it. You see Jalen Torres playing better. Brandon Cooks. There's no need for Martavius Bryant to be on the field right now. I think the only time you see a Martavius Bryant is if there's a couple of injuries on the team, and that's the only time you're going to see him. What up, Johnny? What up, Jeffrey? In the building. Love seeing y'all, man. And, like I said, Washington is one of my biggest rivals. Okay? The Niners and the Washington Redskins, Commanders, football team, whatever you want to call them, those are my two most hated teams. Period. I hate Washington and I hate San Francisco. I don't know which order it is. I don't know if the order is San Francisco or Washington. I'll maybe flip it because San Francisco been beating us, and maybe that's why I'm so more mad. But Washington's right there. So the way the Dallas stomped Washington, and how many 44 games is this? Like 4 40-point games this year. The way they beat them was lovely. The way you beat up Sam Howell and them, because he was talking all that trash. It was lovely. But I still want to play them Niners again. I want to play them again. I want to play them in the playoffs. I want to see them in the playoffs. If it's a season where the Cowboys have to go on the road, I said they need to do a Baltimore Ravens run. They need to do a Baltimore Ravens run. Was it 2012 when Joe Flacco went crazy, Dak Prescott go crazy like Joe Flacco did, go on this incredible playoff run. You're already playing hot football right now, and it's better playing hot football at the end than the beginning. But you're playing really hot football. You play like that going into playoffs and do like Flacco did, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions, playoff, Super Bowl MVP. Nobody thought them Ravens was going. Nobody thought them Ravens was going and making that run that they did in 3 straight games. Nobody thought that was happening, and it did. Nobody thought Joe Flacco was doing that. No, they didn't. Nobody was saying, oh, Joe Flacco is going to do this, or the Ravens are going to. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. What up, Los? And, yeah. Steelers, yeah. My top 5 teams I can't really stand, and the only reason why the Eagles are in it is because their fan base. But it would be Washington, San Francisco, Steelers, Packers, and Eagles. And the only reason why the Eagles are in there is because they just never shut up. Their fans never shut up. They're always running their mouths, and they just get on my nerves. And that's the only reason why the Eagles are in there, most hated team, not most hated rival. Most hated teams and the most hated team in there is because they just get on my nerves, and that's why I can't wait to play them again, because I know Dallas is going to beat them in Dallas, and I don't care. I would love nothing better if we have to go on the road and you have to go to Philadelphia and play them again in Philly for the championship for the Super Bowl. I would love nothing better than that. I've been screaming it the last 2 years. If we got to go on the road, I want to play the Niners and beat them. I want to go to Philly for the championship game, beat them. Either way, you can flip either one. I don't care, because if Dallas doesn't get home field advantage, they can be road warriors and they can do this. Period. Things are out the way now. What up? What up, common sense? You know what I mean? Things are out the way now. So I feel like since things are out the way, things can really happen for this team now. And as I made a video, I said, this team is going to go to Super Bowl because of Dak Prescott. And he's playing like that. This team will only go to the Super Bowl because Dak made plays this year. Not the defense. The defense is really good. But this is on Dak Prescott. You don't have the killer running game. This season and everything will hinge on Dak Prescott. So I just hope Mike McCarthy continues to just let him run this offense. He's running it masterly. Just continue to do what you're doing. You don't need to change. I mean, the way you're doing this offense right now, you don't need to change anything. You are a passing team now. You are a team that sets your passing game, sets up your run game now. Your offense gets going by throwing the ball now, not running it. Your team does not get jump started by running. Your team gets started by throwing aggressively on early downs, attacking defenses early, putting the pressure on them early. That's what this team is about, and this team is better because of it. Dak throwing the ball, using his legs, however he's got to do it. This team is better this way now. It's a better team, period. And I just feel like you've seen the offense. What, they haven't given up a sack in 3 games? They said that they haven't given up a sack in 3 games. What does that tell you? You know, and y'all, come on, y'all. Let's keep it real. Put it this way. Just let me know. Have y'all ever seen Dak play like this? Just let me know. I'm asking everybody in the chat right now. We got 113 in the chat right now. Have y'all seen Dak Prescott? Not even hyping it, not even trying to be funny. Have y'all seen Dak Prescott throw the ball like this and play like this? Just let me know. And this, I'm not even friendly. I said this man peaked. And I'm gonna have to say he's risen above that. I mean, 2021 is probably, you know, like, not like this though. I mean, you see them that lazy through the Ferguson. I mean, this man was throwing lasers. Man, just look at this. Man was throwing lasers. Bam. Feel me? Like, let's watch some more of this. Bam. Give him that bow and arrow. Give it to him. Bam. Yeah. That man's playing good football right now. Let's get another one up in there. I know I did another one. Oh, that's the one that's CD. Hit him with the dance, CD. Let's hit him with another one though. Gotta hit him with the screen. He looked it all perfect. Rico Dowdell. Look at him. Running that ball, baby. You're getting them guys involved. That screen game. Yeah. Yeah, Dak was playing lights out, man. Dak was playing lights out. What up, Dwayne? What up? What up? What up? What up? And it's crazy because you don't have Kellen Moore now. Kellen Moore, you don't have him. And this team is just, I don't know, man. You have to take advantage of this time right now. This is the time you got to take advantage of it. Yeah, this is their time to take advantage of it. I mean, look at this right here. Look at the numbers. And, you know, they thought the offense was going to fall off of Kellen Moore. Look, it never felt like, to me, even when Dak was running that offense with Kellen Moore, like he had full control of the offense. Like, it looked like, just to me, and I'm not hyping this, it just looked like when I watched the offense, like we scored points, but it was like, it was just boring kind of. Now I get excited to see what this offense is going to do because it's not basic. It's not seenable. It's okay. When you come to the line of scrimmage, you don't know what we're going to do. And that's an exciting thing now. And we're attacking vertically. We're not just throwing these little short dump balls. We're not doing that. Dak is attacking these defenses vertically. We're using the screen game, motion. I mean, he's doing what they're supposed to do. And the defense, even though it was given this way, it came up big when it needed to. So it was bend, don't break. And like I said, when you look at them Ravens in 2012, it was bend, don't break. I keep on going to the 2012 Ravens. I keep screaming that. It keeps in my head. 2012 Ravens. 2012 Ravens. Joe Flacco went crazy in the playoffs. You didn't think it was going to happen. Nobody was thinking they were going to go there. Nobody thought they were going to win. Nobody thought Ravens were going to go to the Super Bowl and win it. No, they didn't. The guys were aging. You had good. Matter of fact, let me just pull that up. Let me just pull that up while we're doing this. Let's pull that up. All right. I'm just gonna pull that up because it's just tired of being in my head. Okay, now look at the Ravens. They were average 24 points. They're giving up 21 a game. 118, averaging 249. Joe Flacco, he wasn't great. Like 3,800 yards for Flacco. What do you do? 3,800 yards. We do that here. Where's Flacco at? He just got signed again. And y'all know Flacco wasn't great. Right? Flacco wasn't great. But it was that year. I mean, Ray Rice wasn't crazy. Aquan Boley only had 921. They were 10-6. They had to go on the road. They were Warriors. The defense wasn't tremendous. Right? It wasn't a tremendous defense. Had 37. Wasn't tremendous defense. It was just, you weren't really talking about that team. They will finish first, fourth in the AFC. That just keeps coming up to me, though, y'all. That just keeps coming up to me. What up, Thurston? Yeah, he needs 12. I need he's about at least 10 touches. That's for sure. He needs at least 10 touches. Yeah, but hey, Ted, just to bounce off what you're saying, the fact that they are spreading you're putting pressure. You're not. It doesn't seem like they're playing Moneyball right now, because Moneyball was keeping guys in the lineups. Wanye Thomas is getting more burn. Hopefully, he can continue to do that. He makes the defense better, just in my opinion. Not hating, but it just does. So hopefully they can figure that out and continue to rotate all those guys. You saw Jalen Torres got more snaps than Michael Gallup again. Team is better. People play better. Where now things aren't just automatically given to you. Now it's not just here. Rico Dowdell's getting more burn. Tony Pollard, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just like the art of competition, you are letting other people play. You challenging each other. You're going against each other. And it just brings the best out of your players. It brings the best out of y'all when you guys are competing with each other and not just something that's given to the player because of salary or things of that nature. The fact that you are having the thrive of competition between both players or players, it brings out the best in your team. It just does, because it makes them more competitive practices, because you're like, I don't want to sit. I want to play. I want to get those snaps. And you're going to go harder. I've played. I've coached. That's what happens. You don't want to sit and watch your counterpart get all that shine. And it's not you hating on him. It's just like you want to contribute. So you're going to bring, it brings the best out of you, and it brings the best out of him. So I love the spirit of competition, and you're not letting Moneyball. We're not letting the Moneyball dictate who plays and who starts. And it looks like that's happening right now with the team. And the team is better because of it. And you're incorporating your free agents people. The team is better because of it. You drafted a defensive tackle The team is better because of it. You went and got Jonathan Hankins in the midseason on a trade that I pushed. Your team is better because of it. I mean, you saw Dante Fowler. He had 25 snaps. Dorrance Armstrong. Your team is better. Dante Fowler had another sack. You know what I mean? It's just like Sam Went. I mean, I like the way the team is headed. They just have to keep it up. And I think some people said, "Oh, well, you got to wait till the Cowboys play this stretch of when they play um, Seattle, Buffalo, Miami, Eagles, Detroit. That's where it's going to define the Cowboys." No, it's not, because they can win all those games and then go in the playoffs and lay an egg. It doesn't matter. It's the playoffs that are going to define the Cowboys. Those teams will maybe help people say, "Shut up." If you beat the Eagles in Dallas, you beat the Bills, you beat the Dolphins, you beat the Lions. If you beat all those teams, yeah, it'll shut people up. But they're still going to say, you know what they're going to say? Once you beat the Eagles, okay, yeah, this looks like a Super Bowl team. But the haters and the naysayers are going to say, "But they ain't did it in the playoffs. This is only regular season. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't." It's not going to matter, because if Dallas beats those winning teams in the regular season, they're going to say, "Well, you ain't won in the playoffs, though. It don't matter. Yeah, you beat in regular season, but it's about the playoffs." So they're going to still find another narrative to keep against Dallas until Dallas wins in the playoffs. And that's just what it is. So me in kind of closing tonight is this. We can't worry about the naysayers, because they're going to talk and they ain't going to never shut up. And Dallas can't. Is only way Dallas going to shut them up is winning these playoffs. This regular season don't matter. I have full confidence Dallas is 8-3. I said they win 13 games this season, so it wasn't like they weren't going to make the playoffs. We knew they were going to make the playoffs. It's what they're going to do in the playoffs. But are they playing good football heading into the playoffs? Are they playing the right kind of football heading into the playoffs? Or are things in their way before they head to the playoffs? And right now, you just saw Jimmy Johnson get inducted into the Ring of Honor. He'll be that on December 30th, last home game of the season. You saw that they're basically using the weapons. You saw the team is switched from running to a passing team. So the things that positively will impact this team going forward, they are doing. So it's really now up to the coaching and Cowboys. Y'all can do this. Do it. End this drought. We're tired of seeing it. End this drought. End this drought. End this drought. That's all I'm going to say. End the drought. That's my mantra. End the drought. So what? It's been a drought, but end it. We've seen droughts before in sports franchises. It ain't easy to win a damn Super Bowl every year. If it was, a team be doing it every year. We saw the Patriots do it, but once again, their division wasn't dominant. But it's not easy to do this. But now there's a window. The NFC doesn't have a lot of teams that you just look like, "Ooh, that team is this." No, Dallas is one of the upper echelon teams, and they have the ability to do it. They have the players on both sides of the ball that can win this. They just have to do it. Hey, but I appreciate everybody was in the chat today. I'm not going to hold y'all. Just love how the team is playing. Love how they're bringing it. And you know what's going down. Check out Burgers and Blitzes. We got it coming back probably this week. Definitely because we'll be off this Sunday. So definitely check out Best of Enemies. That'll be a very good show. Joe keeps on saying they're the bar. No, they're not. Can't wait to play the Eagles again. It'll be an exciting game. But you know, good shows coming up this week. Y'all know what it is. Got a couple guests on Burgers and Blitzes coming up. High school interviews, all that good stuff. But man, I'm out of here. But listen to this, and you know what it is. I don't need to say no more. You know, whenever we get a big dub, We're going all out.
One hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Big game, first name James. He interview, he called the games. Silver blue, you know the name. From the Emmitt Smith to the Michael Irv. We beating skins, shooting birds. I see a Bengal snatch it out his fur. Favorite team on the planet Earth. From Monday night to Sunday church. BGJ putting in the work. I'm tuning in, no need to search. Through thick and thin and good and worse. Them Cowboys, click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the goddamn, they did it again. How about them Cowboys? Click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that silver and blue done did it again. Them Cowboys, click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the goddamn, they did it again. How about them Cowboys? Click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys.